Now, in order to layer these up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with some dimensionals. Now, I'm going to make this really pop up, so this is not one I'm going to put in the post. This is a card that I'm going to hand deliver. In fact, it's my dad's birthday this month, so this would be a good card for my dad. So I'm sure he's not watching the video today, though, so I'm going to try not to disappoint, spoil a surprise too much. So I've popped that up once. So because I've done that once, I'm going to pop this up twice. So 2 layers of dimensionals. I'm just taking that backing off first, and 2 layers there. And I'm going to pop that over the top. Flip it over and put some glue on the back where those 2 pieces are, and this will be further secured by the fact that it's going onto the frame. And just flip those little pieces over so that that folds around the front of the card. And I think the kind of the 3D on this gives a really nice effect. I'm going to go back in now with some of the other images, and I'm going to stamp these in Early Espresso, and this is some of the gears and things that are in this stamp set, which I do like. And I think that makes a really nice front to the card. And glue over here. And lay that on flat. And as I say, the fact that we're gluing this on is going to be what's securing the torn piece that we've done. Now the tip I've got once you're putting these pieces onto the main card is actually to put your glue onto the card, not onto the back of here, because you don't want any glue at the top on this part, because obviously that's sort of open, so we don't want to see that. So just put my glue on the backing, and that's my first layer on. Okay, for my second layer I'm stamping with some images from the Open Sea stamp set, another really good kind of man stamp set, and again I'm doing some background ones in crumb cake, and then going over with a couple more in the Early Espresso, a bit of daubing again with the Early Espresso around the edge. For the greeting I'm going to use Made For You, little stamp set, very useful because it actually fits, all the greetings fit into the oval punches, and I'm going to stamp the greeting today in Island Indigo. And punch it, actually not with the oval today, but with the 1 1/4 square punch. And then I'm going to turn this into a little flag with my scissors, which had wandered off. And I'm going to just cut up in straight into the middle and then go in from the corners and make a little flag shape. And with my crumb cake daub I'm just going to put a little bit of colour onto there. I'm going to layer these 2 pieces together and pop up my greeting with a dimensional. And then once again rather than putting the glue on there, I'm going to put it onto the card. There we go. And layer it up. Now I've got a couple more little embellishments that I want to add on this card. The first one I'm going to do is some baker's twine, and I'm using the Island Indigo one again so that it matches the other colours that I've used, which is what I love about Stampin' Up. There's no guessing with the colours. And I'm just winding that round 3 times and tying a knot, nothing very fancy about it. If I knew some sailor's knots I could do those because they would go with the open sea, but I don't, so they're just going to be regular knots. I'm sure my dad will still love it. And then I'm going to use some buttons from the Neutrals collection. And what I've done is, with a couple already, and I've got some linen thread here, is I'm actually going to feed that through and tie a little knot, because I think buttons always look better if they've got thread through them, even if we're not sewing them onto the card. And then I'm going to use some glue dots to pop those on. And when I watch other people's videos, their grid paper is all clean and it all looks very neat, and as you can see, although I'm a neat freak sometimes, I can get really messy when I stamp. But if you're not making a mess, you're not doing it right. So I'm getting messy. So there we go. Let's just clear. And then you can see I've also stamped the envelope, because naked envelopes are not allowed. And that's the completed project. And I hope you liked today's project, and I will be back soon with more.